I also typed in, you ever have any of those moments, Kel, when you're just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Especially as a business owner, you'll know, Kel, and I know some of our listeners are business owners as well. You sometimes just stand in the middle of a room going, what the am I doing?
Yeah.
So I just typed
Yes.
into the internet just to ask Google the question which I know I've been asked more than once and I've asked it myself, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And I just thought it'd be really interesting to see what came up.
Welcome to Two Women, Wine and a Dollop of Truth, the hilarious and insightful podcast that gets real with you about love, health, life, and celebrates what it really means to be a woman in today's society. Your hosts, Emily Chadbourne, relationship expert and creator of the Forever Love Formula, and Kelly Bowen, world champion athlete and creator of the Exceptional Living Model. Have a glass of wine or two and share what's really working.
Hey guys, and welcome to Women, Wine and Adult Truth. I believe this is episode number 11 plus one. I am Kelly Bowen from Exceptional Living, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host.
Hi, it's Emily here from That Crazy Thing Called Love. And I want to start off today, Kel, with asking you, because at the end of the last episode, I rather meanly set you a challenge because we were talking about connecting with people and actually asking people for help, asking people for questions, finding out from people, real life actual people, some of the things that we sometimes quiz about in life. And I set you the challenge to ask three different strangers 3 questions. They were how to change a tyre, how to be happy, and my personal favourite, what's the best hair removal cream? You were going to ask real life people. I was going to ask the internet because that seems to be how lots of us are connecting these days, and we were going to compare notes.
I really got the raw end of the deal on that one. I'm not going to lie. I had tight butt. I totally had tight butt. For the viewers that are listening that don't know what tight butt is, it's that moment when something makes you a little bit uncomfortable and you feel your butt cheeks clench. That's tight butt. Anything.
Tight butt. We love tight butt.
We do love tight butt. You know, you're on the edge of something pretty cool. Those moments you get tight butt. Anyway, so yes, I did do this challenge. Now it was quite an interesting week. This one. So the first question was, how do you change a tire? And I went with my friend to pick up her car, and she just bought this beautiful brand new sports car, and I was like, who else? I'm like, this one will be easy. Who else better to ask how to change a tire than the person selling the car? Like, surely they should know, right? And I got a great response. He was like, honey, you don't need to know how to change the tire. This car comes with roadside assist, and they've also got one free service for any one of her friends. So as long as you get the flat tire first out of all her friends, you don't need to worry about it.
I love that. Excuse me, you work with cars on a daily basis. How do you change a tyre? You don't need to. That is brilliant. Roadside assist.
Roadside
a salesman
assist,
through and through.
Yeah. And in all fairness, I actually do know how to change tyre. I remember my dad, it was before, this is right when I got my license, and he, it was one of those dad-daughter moments where he took me downstairs, he made me sit down with the car, he made me take the tyre off, put it back on. So I do in all truth, I do know how to change a tyre, but it was.
I am a roadside assist needer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to be completely honest, have no idea how to change a tyre and didn't find out from the internet either because I typed it in and all these boring things came up, just documents and documents, how to change a tyre, just PDF word form. So, roadside assist for me all the way.
I'm surprised you didn't get a whole bunch of ads.
Yeah.
Better repairs, Goodyear.
More ambiguous question that I asked you to ask a complete stranger. What makes you happy?
This was actually a really nice experience. So where I was in a shopping centre with this one, and I saw this older lady, but she looked really happy. You know how sometimes the people just have this glow about them, and they've got this beautiful energy, and I love seeing. She had kind of the same kind of vibe that my mum and my stepdad have, just this beautiful happy energy around them. And I'm like, I know, I'm going to sit down with you, and I'm going to pluck up the courage, and I'm going to ask you, and you to have a bit of a chat and kind of casually drop in, like, wow, you actually look really happy. I'm just curious, how do you get to this place in your life and be so happy? And she said to me, like, the answer was just so simple. It was like, well, dear, it's you just need to be grateful for what you have. Like, when you get to this point, you forget about all the little things. All those.
Go granny in the shopping mall.
Yeah, all those not so important things that you get so worked up about. You just kind of forget about them, and you become really present for what you have. And I was like,
oh, yes. Let's get her on the show.
Yeah, all the memes are right.
Yeah, the memes are right.
The memes are right.
That point in time when you realise that the memes are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, the internet has lots of ways to make you happy, Kelly.
Sure does.
That's the honest truth. But really quite a lot of overwhelming information, and I think what you've demonstrated really beautifully in speaking to a complete stranger is that you get so much more. You get an experience when you're talking to an actual person, because
really
all I got were little, talking of memes, quotes from Buddha, all over the internet. So yeah, it's definitely happiness is definitely a people thing in my world.
Yeah, I think so too. I truly think the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships you have.
For sure.
Without them, it leaves you quite bare. Yeah.
Talking about bare.
I didn't even mean to do that.
About what happened when you asked a complete total stranger what the best hair removal cream was.
Well, again, this is another one where I was like, "Fuck, Em, you really stitched me up."
You're welcome.
So I had a couple of opportunities to ask this question. First, I went to I was getting some stuff done at one of my friend's beauty clinics. Advanced Skin and Beauty, Mel's place.
Advanced Skin and Beauty, yeah.
Yeah, in Port Melbourne. The girls are amazing there. If you're listening, go down, have a chat to them. They are just incredible when it comes to skin. They're paramedical, I think, with what they do down there. They're amazing. Anyway, so I thought maybe
they really are.
Yeah, maybe I could ask one of them. Like, when I go in there and I'm like, because I kind of don't really know the girls all that well. I know Mel, but not the girls so much. And I was like,
I'm going to interrupt and say that sounds like cheating. You can't ask someone that you in a salon where they specialise in skin beauty.
Well,
tell me that's not what you did. Because
No, because I was like, I actually preempted the answer. It's going to be like, why would you hair removal when we can laser or wax? Or it just would have kind of seemed an insulting question to ask. So I was like, I was at Coles and I was like, I'm going to ask the shelf stocking boy. I was like, I'm going to ask him and just see what happens. So
how old was he?
He was like 19, I think.
Oh, bless him.
Now, I'm sure,
did you do it?
Yeah, I did do it. Now, I'm sure he went home and told all his mates about this one. And I think, sometimes when you hear something, you hear what you want to hear, not what was actually said. Because when I said to him and pointed, I was like, hey, do you know the best hair removal cream? And he just kind of pointed to me and said in aisle 4. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. My computer's trying to die on me. Yeah, bless his little cotton socks.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I think that's something that he'll definitely be talking about for the next few days.
Yeah. Well, that's brilliant. Well, I'll tell you this for free. When you type hair removal into the internet, some graphic images and videos come up. So I would not recommend doing it. You don't want to be seeing that. Yeah, the internet didn't really give me much other than some horrible demonstrations.
Yeah, I bet.
No funny story.
I'm thinking pictures, Em. I don't.
Yeah. There it is, you're welcome. Oh. Hopefully the shelf stacker did as well.
Oh, goodness.
While I was cruising around the internet, though, doing this very safe task that I gave myself, I also typed in, you ever have any of those moments, Kel, when you're just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Especially as a business owner, you'll know, Kel, and I know some of our listeners are business owners as well. You sometimes just stand in the middle of a room going, what the am I doing?
Yeah.
So I just typed into the internet just to ask Google the question which I know I've been asked more than once and I've asked it myself, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And I just thought it'd be really interesting to see what came up.
Oh, yes.
There was so much stuff and it was so career orientated and like, when you were at high school and they gave you those sort of career choice quizzes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
loads the pain. I already feel the pain. I remember that time.
I think you're going to love this, as you know, how caring I can be. But I was actually told that I should be a nurse, which is brilliant. And here's the best thing. I was told I should be a nurse, so I went and I spoke to my biology teacher about it. My biology teacher laughed in my face. So
dream.
Didn't become a nurse.
Right.
Anyway, so as I was trawling through all these sorts of questions that you can ask yourself if you're wondering, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, what makes you happy? You know, what inspires you? What should you be doing? You know, all these kinds of like pretty safe, very high school questions. And then all of a sudden, as I was scrolling down, this one question really popped out at me, and it was this. Something along the lines of, if you had $1 million in the bank every year and that was taken care of, what would you do with your time? And I actually thought that it was quite a good question, and one that maybe we should think a little bit about in today's episode, because I've been asked more than once, and I know you have as well, Kel, in our respective businesses. I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. What should I be doing? That kind of, I'm going to call it a midlife crisis, but it happens in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. It's not age discriminate. That feeling of, what the fuck should I be doing? What is everyone else doing? Am I doing what other people are doing? Am I there yet? Have I got this yet? Is this what I've worked this hard for this career? Is it even what I want to be doing now? We've all been there. I know I have. And a lot of the women that you and I speak to have as well. So I thought it would be a great question for us to talk about. So what's your thoughts on that?
Great question, Em. And it's funny that you say this. It's a place where I've been sitting for a little bit now. I'm going to be really honest and vulnerable with the listeners. I've been sitting at a place that I've been ready to take the next step with my business, to go in a different direction, take it to the next level. But I've been sitting going, what the fuck do I really want? And I love that question. If there was $1 million in the bank coming in every year and it was just done, what would I be doing? I think it's not just what would I be doing with my time, but what would I be doing with that money? So I think when it comes to when you're looking at income figures, I think you have to be able to call in large sums of money. You have to be really clear on what your truth is about. And I was listening to something during the week by this awesome entrepreneur, Regan Hellier. She's a chick from New Zealand. She's doing massive things out in the world, and I really loved her take on all of this. And it was, when it comes to answering that question, what the fuck am I doing with my life? We have so many shoulds on top of us. And if anybody's read Louise Hay, stop shooting all over yourself. That we get confused. Sometimes, depending upon, if we grew up in a way where we were constantly trying to please our parents, or our parents were hard on us, and there were certain things that we had to do to appease them, we go on a whole lot of shoulds on that line, thinking about, we're constantly trying to make our parents happy, but we don't even realize we're doing it. Or we've been told, be a good person, go create charities in the world, and go make a difference. And when it comes to being authentic, and I think when it comes to calling in big sums of money and making that decision of, what am I doing with my life, and what do I want to do next? It's so important to take the time and sit back and go, okay, so if all of it was done, what do I really, really want it for? And I started working on, after listening to the online training that I was doing, and I started working back on this question and started looking at it. And, the funny thing that came out, the reason why I want the money, and the reason why there's two kind of streams here. One is for a business sense of what I want my business to do in the world, and then there's also for what I want. And it was I love luxury, Em. I really love the fancy things. I love a certain type of lifestyle. I like being in certain environments. I love being able to put high quality foods in my body, because I think there's nothing more important than my body. I love the idea of being able to take off and travel around the world whenever I want, wherever I want, and just have the complete freedom to have, if I see something I like it, to have it. One of the first things I actually wrote down about why I wanted it was because I love creating experiences for people. I get so much joy out of creating cool, epic things for people and having them experience it, giving them experiences that they've never had before. So, and it's funny, starting working back from this place about where, and it's funny, I haven't quite figured it all out yet, like where I thought I was, like when I started tapping into this truth of why I want to do such big things or call in such large sums of money, because obviously to bring in such a large sum of money, you've got to be giving some kind of ridiculous value. And where I thought I was going to be taking my business before doing the exercise to where it's now looking like it's going, completely different, but so much more exciting and more authentic and just more in line, and it feels so much easier. Like, rather than having to think about what needs to be done, is coming from that place of, you know, why do I want it? Then stepping into the, okay, so if this is what I want, how does that person live? What are the things that they do on a daily basis? What do they believe? What's important to them? Who do they believe that they are? And start living from this place as if it's already done and taken care of. It's the rest of how it's going to happen is sort of filling itself in. It's taken care of, because the being figures out the how, and the rest kind of takes care of itself when you're in line with your truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're talking about the Be Do Have model, which is a model which we use quite a lot in the coaching world and for the listeners out there. And basically, instead of looking at the process, so instead of worrying about the noise, instead of worrying about, oh God, but hang on a minute, I've got 3 kids, or, you know, I should be married by now, or I've got to fit children in this 2 years segment of my life, I've got to go and find a guy, I've got to be thin and healthy and zen all at the same time. Yeah. Instead of looking at the process, you're going, no, just where am I going? What's the big picture like? And who is the person and how are they operating in that big picture? Even though it's me, who is that person? What habits is that person forming? How are they living in that environment? And then be that person now.
Yep. And giving yourself permission. Here was the biggest thing. This was the thing that unlocked it all for me, was getting permission to write what I wanted, to be really authentically truthful about why I wanted the money. Not why I should want the money.
Yeah.
And that's when it started to become very clear about if this is why I want it, because this is the kind of life that I want to live. You know, it's very different. It's luxury. It's the, you know, fly business class, that kind of thing. And, you know, pushing yourself to get to those levels. So, you know, even as we were saying before at the beginning of the call, tight butt's a good thing. It's those decisions where it's slightly outside your comfort zone and gives you tight butt and stretches you to do it. And also the other thing that I've really noticed in being at this place, because obviously I've been at this place a few times, and every time you go to the next level, you always ask yourself the question, like, what the fuck am I doing? Where am I going? Like, what do I really want? I think they're really important questions that we should be assessing with ourselves all the time. And I remember, like, a few years ago when the last time I went through this process of evolution, when I went I want business, forgot about my health completely. Like, I was like, I've got that thing. I am a health coach. I've got that thing so covered. I can get away with burning the candle in the middle at both ends, and, you know, suffered a tragic fate, like tragic. Like, now being on the healthy, like on the healed side of adrenal fatigue. And mind you, it was the best lesson that I ever could have had, because it made me understand my people and what they go through so much more, and essentially really grateful for it, because if I hadn't have had that experience, I wouldn't be able to say, you know, whatever it is, whenever you're making this decision, that what am I doing with my life, where am I headed, you have to look at all areas of your life. So you have to look at love, health, and money, and take it all together. And love, health, money, and purpose, and take it all together, because if you just focus on one area, you'll get results. However, the others might start to fall apart. So you might be the person that's made $1 million but have got really fat and sick in the process. Or
divorced, or you know, don't see their kids anymore, or whatever it might be.
Or you might have an absolute rocking relationship, but your business has gone to crap.
You got fired.
because you were too busy rolling around in the sheets. But
so it's the Be Do Have model. So when I look at what I want to have, who do I need to be, or who am I going to be when I have all that stuff? When I have the career, the great health, the love. so what am I actually doing? Because then we go to the next level of the be, do, have model, which is the do. So actually then what is it that I need to do in order to be that person? And here's the thing, you need to do now what that person is doing in your future.
Yep, because
whatever your future self is doing in order to nail money or career and nail relationships and nail health, you need to just start doing that today.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to have all of that yet. That's going to come later. But you need to be that person today. And I've got to say it was the biggest difference to me. And it's why I gave up drinking alcohol regularly. I very rarely drink alcohol today. I did have a glass of champagne today because I was at a christening. But so part of that process for me was when I saw myself as in my business in 3 years' time, I wasn't a heavy drinker. So I had to stop being a heavy drinker today. I had to start being my future self today. And so I think about what I'm going to be in X amount of years or what I'm going to have. And I know that I'm not living as healthily as I should do. I eat out almost every single night, or I get an Uber driver to bring it to my front door. I don't eat bad food. I just...
Convenience.
I know I could do so much more. And when I see myself in the future, I am eating organic food. I'm not necessarily cooking at home, but it's homemade food at least, you know, not necessarily eating out every night, actually. My future self doesn't do that, even though she's actually got far more abundance in terms of time and money to be able to do that than I have right now. I'm not eating out every night.
Yeah.
I'm not filling my face with food because it's there.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that too. Like, I see myself, the gap between where I am now and where it is that I want to be. I've just got that, you know, every now and then you feel like you got this calling. It's a little bit like a niggle in the ribs that somebody's going, hey, hey, pay attention. So the thing that I feel like I've really got going on now is that I need to start spending, let's start off easy because I haven't been doing it regularly, is 20 minutes a day journaling. So 20 minutes a day of like, and particularly coming off of this, connecting with this vibration, this why I want this change and how that's going to impact every area of my life, and start looking at different entrepreneurs that are living the lifestyle that I want so that I can start learning from them and seeing the who that they're being so I can start becoming that as well. So I've got a model. So I've got a benchmark for knowing that's where I'm headed. Because I think with this be, do, have model, like we get so caught. Most people think once I have it, then I'll be. And I remember my coach told me this is back in my water skiing career days, and I'll never forget it, and we were talking about winning a world title, and she said to me, once you win your world title, if you're not enough with it, if you're not enough with how to just kill my punchline, if you're not enough without it, you'll never be enough with it. So, and it's so true. Like it's the be, do, have all in one. So, you know, you won't, just because you have something, it's not once you have it, then you'll be it. It's you have to be it before you have it. Because I know, like even when I was training as a professional athlete, every day I saw myself as number one. I acted as if I was number one until that day became true. And acting from that place of, this is my end result, and the moment you embody the thinking, the beliefs, the things that are important to that person, your actions are very, very different. So remember, like I was saying before, like where I thought I was going to take my business to having to actually getting in line with what my truth is and the beliefs and the values of this person, where it's going to go, I think it's very different and so much more exciting. But it's the action is so different once you embody the who you need to be, the being of it. And it completely changes things.
To be the person today.
Yep, to be that person today.
So I need to stop talking about going out or not going out, rather staying at home and cooking nice healthy food and being careful about what I'm putting and monitoring what I'm putting into my body, because otherwise my area of health is never going to be where I want it to be in X amount of years' time. I'm looking after business and I'm looking after love. Those two things are pretty sorted. mainly because my business is being a dating coach.
Yeah.
So I kind of tick those 2 boxes.
Yeah.
I'm already playing in that mindset, but I'm not with my health. So I think I've just given myself a horrible challenge.
I think you've given yourself a great challenge.
Not going out to eat and cooking.
I'm going to support you all the way on that.
I'm just going to say something really quickly. I am quite possibly, because I don't do it very often, the worst cook in the world.
I think you need a new story.
When your friend is a coach, God damn you.
You don't get away with
Okay,
anything.
that's it. 7-day challenge for me is going to be cooking food, healthy food. I'm still allowed to eat out. Let's
but it's just one meal a day.
At least one healthy meal a day.
And Vegemite on toast doesn't count.
I would not eat Vegemite if you paid me $1 million. If that's who I have to be in the future, I'll stay as who I am right now.
But even let's make it really simple and easy for you. Let's maybe making yourself a green smoothie in the morning, because it's a great way to get nutrition into your body. You can make them quite tasty. They don't have to be like green kale blah. Don't start there.
Are you giving me permission to start shopping online for things like NutriBullets and various kitchen equipment? Oh,
yes.
I like that. I'll do that.
Yeah,
I will do
shopping.
that. I will also post a picture or a really short snippet of a video or something up as well, so that you can see that I'm really doing it and not just buying a salad
and taking a photo of it
on the street and then putting it on a plate and pretending like it was me.
I believe in you, Em, and I will so support you on this.
Right.
Get stuck
and this isn't just a 7-day challenge. I mean, we'll talk about it for the next 7 days, but this is a lifestyle change. So we need to be real with it, right? There's no point being like, I'm never going to a restaurant again, because that's not true.
No.
But my future self is looking after herself. I have to start looking after myself.
Yeah, I love it. And for me, I'm going to take on a challenge of every day for the next 7 days, I have to sit down, journal for 20 minutes, and learn something about entrepreneurs that are living the lifestyle that I want. And I'm going to report back. So I'm going to report back on maybe some cool stuff that I've discovered about myself within the journaling, and about the who I'm becoming, and also about some of the cool things these entrepreneurs are doing.
Cool, that sounds awesome. And we're going to pop all of that stuff up. You can follow us, join along with us if you'd like to. That would be even better. Yes. And you can follow us on our Women, Wine and a Dollop of Truth Hangout, which is our Facebook group, which is a private group just for us to continue this dialogue. Please tell all of your friends about it and invite them to come and join the group. We would love to have them along. Please also, we are going to ask you, download this. It's how we get our ratings up. So download and tell all of your friends about Women, Wine and a Dollop of Truth.
Yes. And we'll see you on the next episode. Also, if you've got something that you'd like Em and I to cover, please put that in the group too. We're always looking for different topics. Or if you've got a specific challenge you want to give us that you think will be funny.
Always open to it.
God, we could have just opened ourselves up to anything on that one. But we're brave, we're willing, and see you next episode, and we'll let you know how we go with that challenge, and obviously you'll see it throughout the week. So, beautiful ladies and men that may be listening or not.
Thanks,
till next time. It's been a pleasure, Em.
Always. Thank you.
Bye.